War Report family, it's your boy Mike G here with Ceasear Walker here to talk to you guys today about our next head coach and who we think that's going to be. There's a feeling inside the program right now that they are leaning Kevin Steele to come in and take this thing over from the top. So, I wanted to get your thoughts today on, is this the right move for Auburn right now to promote Kevin Steele to head coach, right? And then what direction does the program go offensively once they make that move?
Well, I appreciate that question. I appreciate that you didn't ask me how I felt about it, because I think I echo the sentiments of most Auburn fans when we say heck no to Kevin Steele. And as a matter of fact, when we did our show earlier in this week, no one mentioned Kevin Steele. So this is someone who was not on many Auburn fans' radar, and I'm pretty sure we will get almost a similar reaction as Auburn fans got when we hired Gene Chizik. But the question is this the best move for the program? And I want to take a closer look at that by looking at the pros and cons of what comes with a Kevin Steele, because you do have some pros, believe it or not. The first and really only pro that I can mention with him is continuity's sake. Let's be real here. When we examine Auburn's football program, if you were to ask many people what was the best side of the football during the Malzahn era, many people would say the defensive side of the football. And it looks like this administration is kind of cherry picking the best parts of this football program and trying to keep that intact while trying to improve the parts of the program that were problematic and not performing up to speed. And it looks like that's what they're going to with Kevin Steele. Now, with Kevin Steele coming in, he would have the opportunity to select a good offensive mind. Who that is remains to be seen, but it also will be interesting to note that if Chad Morris isn't retained or any of the offensive assistants are retained, which I doubt they will be at this point, who comes in and how much say-so do they have towards building their staff on that side of the ball, right? Because that would be very paramount and important moving forward. So for continuity's sake, taking the things that did work and building and improving the things that didn't work is what it appears to be the mentality of this administration for the football program moving forward. Now let's get into the cons. What are some of the cons other than the fact that most people don't like it? Well, an obvious con here is that, number one, Kevin Steele, we have not seen any evidence of him really running a successful program at the collegiate level. Now, does that mean that he can do it? Not necessarily, but it just doesn't give us confidence as to what the future holds with him being the head coach. We've seen plenty of assistants across the country who shined as coordinators, but once they transition into running their own program, didn't exactly have the same success. So the question here is, can Steele make that transition to being a head coach and actually taking the Auburn program for where it is currently to being in the conversation where we're competing for a conference championship year in and year out? Right. The second con here is, and I hate to play the ageism card, but Kevin Steele is getting up in age. He's 62 and nearing retirement. So the question is this a long-term solution, or is this just the Auburn administration putting a Band-Aid on what they feel is temporarily broken with the program? And the question is does Kevin Steele want to go toe-to-toe with some of the bigger programs in our conference for 5, 6, 7 more years? And so that's for continuity's sake, I can understand why you would want to go with this plan, but long-term, is this what's best for the Auburn program? And in my personal opinion, it's the long-term effect is what worries me about this decision. So for me, I'm not sure if Kevin Steele is what's good for Auburn program. Maybe in the short term, but long-term, I could see us being right back here again, looking for another head coach.
Yeah, you know what? I can't say I disagree with you. I think that this move would really signify to everyone that they don't think this is a complete rebuild type situation, right? There's a feeling in and around the program that not everything with this program is broken, right? Yeah. And I think as fans, we can agree the defense hasn't been broken over the last few years. We did take a step back this year, but we lost some talent to the NFL. And we've seen other teams in our conference go through that. But they showed some bright spots at points as well, too. But we just haven't seen that offensively. And for us to have had an offensive-minded head coach for so many years, and for the lack of development to be as apparent as it was during his tenure, I think that there's a feeling that you can promote this guy and then give him every resource possible to go out and find a marquee offensive mind to come in here and fix the development issue that we've had on offense. Now, the next question is, who is that offensive mind, right? Like, who do we go get? Because, you know, if you feel like we're not completely rebuilding, then you need to make a splash offensive coordinator hire, right? I know Kevin Sumlin just got the left-footed fellowship out there in Arizona, right? You know, and is it a guy like that, somebody who is a former head coach who probably is not going to get another head coaching job because he's, you know, had enough failures that, you know, the marquee programs aren't going to be looking for a guy like Kevin Sumlin, but he's still a good offensive coordinator, and maybe he can come in here. I mean, he coached Johnny Manziel. I don't know if there's any significance to that connection, right? But he did coach a Heisman winner, right? And those Texas A&M offenses were pretty dynamic, right? A lot of those guys that played under Sumlin are playing in the NFL right now. So I'll be interested to see if we go that route, which I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction and just tell you guys, I think Kevin Steele is going to be the next head coach. We haven't seen a lot of movement with the other candidates on the list, and I don't think they can afford to drag this out, you know, another couple weeks. I think you need to get a guy in here and show people stability, right? But hey, listen, we want to hear from you, right? Is this the right move for Auburn to promote Kevin Steele? Hit the comments. Let us know what you think. As always, we are The War Report. Click like and subscribe on YouTube. We are The War Report on Twitter and Instagram. TW Report on TikTok. So holler at us in the comments. Let us know what you think. And as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.